I'm Amrote Abdella. I'm the Regional Director for Microsoft for Africa Initiative.
I'm really glad to catch up with you. I know you've got a flight to catch in only a few hours. Thank you so much for speaking to me on the African Tech Roundup.
Pleasure. I'm glad we got a chance to connect.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about what it's like being embedded in what's easily one of the world's largest tech companies, and then not only embedded there, but then further embedded on one of the most exciting developing markets in the world. What is that like day to day for someone like you?
Look, day-to-day it presents a number of opportunities because what we have, and I think this is the advantage that we have working at Microsoft and focusing on Africa, is that we can tap into the wealth and knowledge that we've built over the years with developing solutions, working with startups, and really thinking of what lessons have been learned from the West or anywhere else really from emerging markets, and what of that actually applies to our markets here in Africa. So the work that we do is very much focused for Africa, looking at how do we drive innovation. So solutions that are developed by Africans for Africans, but solutions that can also not just be applied here, but can also go global, right? So that scalability is very important. The second piece of our work is around affordable access. So how do we make sure that connectivity is part of the innovation story that we drive, right? So how do you make sure that people have access to affordable devices and at that also able to consume content but also create content? Last but not least is our skills, which is we need to develop more able developers who can really create phenomenal solutions. How do we get people to be ready for the workforce, drive productivity? So that blend of sort of the challenges and the opportunities that we have and sort of using the knowledge but also the resources that we have within Microsoft allows us to sort of make a better but also stronger offering in terms of how we work within the African context.
Am I reading it right if I say that I'm noticing Microsoft developing a much more collaborative attitude, certainly compared to, like, say, 15, 20 years ago, where the evil word proprietary basically ruled the day? And what do we have to thank for that? Is it the new generation of tech biggies like the Googles of this world that have brought this attitude on? What sort of conversations are you having at Microsoft for this to become a reality, or at least from where I'm sitting, it seems to be so?
Look, I think what's shifted and changed, and especially and I'll focus on the Africa market, is that there are more and more players. So what is important for us is, as we're driving and investing on the long-term competitiveness of Africa, is how do we also make sure that we drive value for our customers? And that's really sort of at the bottom of sort of some of the changes and the shifts that you're seeing. Our mission today is on how do we empower every person on the planet and organization to actually do and achieve more. So when you think of that, then we're working with partners, but collaboration and sort of the customer obsession is really at the heart of it. And how do we deliver the best value for our customers and sort of in the way we're driving our business, but also in the offerings that we have and the options and opportunities that we also create for future customers as well.
I recently spoke to a higher up at Ford. They're part of, in their industry, a space race towards autonomous vehicles. They're playing alongside unlikely disruptive entities like Google, perhaps Uber even, different focus areas that traditional businesses, say originally in tech, are now thinking about moving over into some other industry. What is the next big thing as far as Microsoft is concerned from a disruptive point of view? Perhaps an area that you aren't considered, might not have traditionally been considered your core, that you guys have a huge eye on. And perhaps a few years ago it might have been entering the mobile market. What is that for Microsoft today?
Look, I think there are a number of areas. So the disruption absolutely is happening across the board, across different sectors. So from Airbnb to Uber, who are completely disrupting sort of our existing traditional industries. We are also keen and aware that disruption can actually be to the benefit of how we drive our own sort of investments and areas of research and development. So today I'll tell you, everyone is talking about IoT, right? Sort of how is that disrupting our lives, our businesses? How do we tap into it to sort of drive productivity, but also enhance our own offering and sort of drive the evolution of our business models? But to that, I think I would actually argue between artificial intelligence and blockchain. I think that's where some of the big sort of areas of opportunities also lie. So how do we double down our investments there? How do we understand what that means in terms of the next place that we'll go to?
So is there some secret lab in Kigali or Nairobi, Harare, or Johannesburg, somewhere where you guys have like the best minds working away, trying to be at the forefront of some of the things you mentioned?
I think, look, there's definitely research and investment that Microsoft does, especially at the corp level. We don't have any secret labs on the continent, to be clear. But definitely, I think sort of as we're seeing the different shifts and the synergies of things that are emerging, and even working with some of our partners in the tech space, those are definitely areas where we know sort of where the next disruption will definitely land, and how do we prepare not only ourselves, but also the next wave of business models and industries to emerge and sustain as well.
Has Microsoft been affected by this trend towards diverting spend in research and development to, mergers and acquisitions? Well, not so much mergers in your case, really more acquisitions, or little minnows who might add some value to the behemoth that is Microsoft. But what is your attitude towards that as far as, the global tech scene is concerned, do you think?
Look, I think there's definitely an opportunity to sort of continue from the early acquisitions of Skype, right? So how do we make sure that we understand what's happening where? How do we tap into it, and how do we sort of add it to our existing services and make sure that we can add value, again, coming back to the customer, to really deliver a better experience. So I think that will continue to be within the focus, not only here in Africa and partnering with some of our startups, but also really thinking globally, how do we make sure that we are looking out for the next innovation? So that will continue to be there. Within the Africa context, absolutely. Look, it's less from the acquisition perspective, but really thinking on how do we develop and support startups. So from technical support to go-to-business support and go-to-market strategy support, but more importantly on the funding side, how do we make sure and continue to provide grants that allows startups to go to the next phase, right? So from bootstrapping to being able to now tap into additional and bigger funds. So absolutely, we'll definitely continue to keep an eye out for what's next, and I think Demo is a perfect platform to continue to sort of explore, but continue to provide our pipeline and channels and our resources and engines, from our skills to the technical experts, so that we can really help them get to the next stage.
And so let's talk about Windows a little bit, which to my mind is the cornerstone on which this this business is built. I don't know how much, I can't speak to how integral a part it is to the overall strategy, or indeed even from a revenue perspective, how important it remains at Microsoft, considering the trend towards mobile. What are some of the major discussions, or perhaps even touchy discussions, that are happening in the boardrooms around being a part of this trend towards, in some cases, in many countries, a mobile-only tech environment, and how does Windows fit into that world?
Look, Windows will continue to be sort of a cornerstone of what we do and what we offer, right? And I think this is from Satya Nadella himself being on the continent in Kenya in July last year to be part for the launch of Windows 10. So that will continue to be there. But I think what's also sort of key to us is cloud, right? How do we continue to sort of evolve and drive value for our customers and for our business partners in continuing to monetize and drive more productivity on cloud and cloud solutions? So that will definitely be sort of, moving forward, and I think we've been driving that messaging, but definitely that is a big focus for us.
There have been people who have been promoting the idea that PCs won't exist. In fact, by some estimates, PCs shouldn't be here anymore. Clearly, that hasn't been the case. What do you feel will be the role of let's call it the laptop and the desktop? What sort of role do you think that'll continue to play in terms of promoting the uptake of technological participation on the continent?
Look, for where we are now, and I'll step away from sort of the global conversation and really focus on Africa. Today, if you're thinking of developing a solution or accessing content and information, whether you're a small, medium enterprise, whether you're a startup, a student, or a teacher, your tablet and your laptop really is sort of the means that you use to do that. Now, mobile sort of revolution has allowed us to sort of drive bigger impacts around financial services. And I think of M-Pesa, for instance, and people being able to transact using mobile money. Now, those things will continue to exist. But I think for where we are in Africa today, I will not discount the importance that devices, tablets, or laptops would have to be able to do that. Yeah?